Hi folks, welcome to or welcome back to Exposed, and if I'm welcoming you back and you've still not subscribed, why not? I thought best thing to do, jump straight into the next one so they're together in the running order and people can see both sides of Lisa Duncan. This was the video she did the day after she said she'd leave the cats behind, because she got inundated with people in her comments saying please don't go and leave the cats unattended. So this was the video we got the following day.
Hey everyone, it's me, and today is Thursday, September 13th. I just wrote it down, and I wrote down waiting for Hurricane Florence, because that is what we're doing. And you know, so much has gone on since I made a video yesterday, and I don't know, I'm just saying, I got so many things going through my mind. We made reservation. Okay, let me back up. Okay, so I said we didn't know if we were going to go. We were thinking about going, and we just kept going back and forth, because you have to.
Now she's going to impart her wisdom, because she's such a wise old bird and we know nothing. So she needs to tell us what you need to do. I paused it there just to say, those shoe shelves, what a pain in the hole they would be. If I was gonna, I don't collect shoes, that's not my thing, but if I was gonna have a unit displaying whatever it was I wanted to display, you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to have a glass door on it. Can you imagine the amount of dusting that's involved with that? Every day you'd have to go round and dust it whether you were wearing the shoes or not. Anywho, I digress. Should we get back to Lisa?
Understand that you have, when you're making a decision like that, you have to weigh the pros and the cons.
Well, I never would have figured that out on my own.
And so we were going back and forth, and then John told me yesterday that all of Pender County was mandatory evacuation. Well, that wasn't right. That was just what, you know how it happens. That's what happens is, you know, he was at work, and it's kind of like telephone. It goes through and everybody's kind of freaking out. So anyway, it wasn't. It was just like the low-lying areas, the beaches, you know, mobile homes, stuff like that. So anyway, we're not under mandatory evacuation. And we are... Hey, Chanel.
She's so vocal, isn't she, Chanel? I've never had a cat that vocal. I love it. You could just sit and have a conversation with her all day long, couldn't you? What I paused it for was to say, what is it with narcs and wearing necklaces with their names on? Are they going to forget who they are? Or is it there front and centre so that everyone can address them by their name and there's no reason not to? I don't get it.
We are above sea level. I think our neighbors are 23 feet, and then we're like one of the highest lots in the neighborhood. So I think we're like 27 feet.
I thought it was 20 feet. We've gone up 7 foot since yesterday. Woo!
So the chance of us flooding is very, very, I mean, it's so, to me, it is like just ridiculous sounding. But I know that they're, you know,
That's why you're never fucking prepared for anything in your life, isn't it? Ever. Oh, it's ridiculous sounding. Stranger things have happened. If they're saying that there's a storm surge and there's wind and there's sea and there's water and there's rain, what do you think is going to happen?
we have to prepare for that. So they are not predicting that the storm surge would come up this high. And yesterday, you know, John got off work and came home, and so last night, probably about 5:30 or so, Chanel, get up here, baby. Brooke and I went out and rode around because it was just beautiful. I mean, that's how it is, the calm before the storm. It was just gorgeous out, but nowhere, there was nothing open. There was one wing place.
Can I punch her now? Please. We went out and we drove around and nothing was open. Duh! because people are preparing for a hurricane. I know, ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah. So what did you think? You'd pop along to Ulta and waste a few hours fucking about with makeup? What the... What? Who?
Open, and they were on an hour-and-a-half wait because we were going to go just get something to eat and bring some, hot stuff back home, and just...
How about cooking for your family? There's a fucking thought. Oh, no, you don't need to cook, do you? Because you've got peanut butter and jam. Yeah, you're fixed.
Do that, just, it's kind of like you're just doing that, killing time or getting your mind off of it. And so what we did see is parking lots full of equipment that had already been sent here by, FEMA or, the government somehow, or just different agencies, but parking lots full of all those machines, because what we're going to have to deal with the most is fallen trees and the electrical lines. So...
But you don't know that, do you? You might have to deal with a whole load of fucking water damage as well. Why do you think all them big machines are there? Why? Why are the big machines in the parking lot, Lisa? Because people are fucking preparing for a hurricane. What are you doing? Driving around looking for chicken wings?
That made me feel a little bit better. So we rode around, and then we called my parents and ended up stopping by there. And by that time, John had made a hotel reservation in Durham. And so my dad explained that that wasn't good enough, that Durham was still...
Daddy said that wasn't good enough. So because Daddy said it wasn't good enough, you told John it wasn't good enough, overrode your husband, and did what Daddy said. John is a fucking saint. Is he deaf and dumb? I hope he has extracurricular activities going on to keep him fucking sane, because living with you sounds like a bloody nightmare.
In that outer band, they would probably still lose power. And John was thinking, he had made it for 2 nights. John was thinking he would come home the next morning. And my dad explained, that is not going to be possible. The roads are going to flood. Trees are going to be over everywhere. I'm having to take stuff away from her because she was trying to get this pen. Chanel, you need to pull your chair over here. Hold on. Come on. Come on, sit with me. Okay. Okay. Okay, so,
She reminds me of Simon's cat. I wonder if she sat there. Meow, meow, pointing at her mouth. Feed me. More food.
My parents just did not think that was the thing to do, is to go there. They said it was just, not...
Really? Can you imagine being married to this woman? You're the man of the house. Not that that means anything anymore. But you've made a decision. You've booked somewhere. And then she comes home and says, no, Daddy says that wasn't good enough.
Not a good area. People act crazy during, times like this. It kind of brings out the best and the worst in people. And I saw that last night with my video. And so...
There we go, little passive-aggressive dig there, people. For all of you that were concerned about the cats, that's her telling you. Don't do it again.
It just, when I weighed it all out, it's just better for us to stay here. Now, I have not watched my video back from yesterday, but I could have sworn I said in my video yesterday that if we did leave, my neighbor, I was going to give her the key and she was going to walk just across the street and take care of my kitties. You guys know that I would never do that. I would never do that to my cats. I would never do that to someone else. I would never do that.
Oh, here we go. It's the I would never club again, isn't it? I would never do that. You said you were leaving them in the house alone. If your neighbourhood is in the middle of a fucking hurricane and the neighbour's trying to nail her husband to the floor so he doesn't fucking fly away, the last thing she's going to want to do is, oh yeah, that's woman across the road, I said I'd go and check on her cats. That is down at the bottom of the list. And do you not think all the noise of a hurricane would frighten the bejesus out of the three of them, and they'd be running around like loonies, wondering where everyone was and what the fuck the noise was, and have nobody there to comfort them? What would have been better was if you'd asked your neighbour could she take them into her house. Then that would have been okay. But you just don't get it, do you? Stupid.
To a stray cat, and it's somewhat insulting. It means that you either think that I'm that cruel or that I'm an idiot. And
hands up, who's betting on what? I wish there was a poll in the middle of this video. That would have been really interesting. I reckon it would have been about 50-50, Lisa, tell the truth.
I'm just gonna think that maybe you weren't thinking or whatever, but I would never leave my cats here to get flooded. That's just ridiculous.
But that's what you said. You were leaving them alone in the house. So if there was a flood, your neighbour hasn't got time to come over and fucking sieve them out of the water when she's sorting her own home out. That's what people were saying.
And if I really, really, really thought that my house was going to get flooded, no one has come up and down my street and told us to leave. You know, no one, it's not a mandatory evacuation. We're above that amount of sea level, whatever. If I really thought it, I would definitely take them in crates. But when I was thinking of leaving, it was just for convenience. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking it was just for our life or death. So, I have plain out asked my dad last night, what's the worst that could happen? And he said,
because your dad is the all-seeing oracle. He knows everything about fucking everything.
The worst that could happen is a tree fall. And I said, well, and he said, and it's not going to be like, it would be, it's not like I live in an old decrepit house. And, anyway.
So, your dad said the worst that had happened is a tree had fall. And you think if a big, well-established tree got blown over, and hit your house, it wouldn't cause any damage because yours isn't an old, decrepit house.
So, all in all, everyone has to do what they think is best. And, the thought of going away and not being able to get back to my home and my animals, or even if I have my animals with me, the fact of just not being able to get back home for a week really freaks me out. That, you have to weigh what freaks you out the worst. I would rather endure whatever I'm going to have to endure here than go to a hotel and not be able to get back. And
play with my shoes, play with my makeup, sit in my room twirling my hair, pretending everything's fucking hunky-dory in Lisa Land. That's why you don't want to go anywhere, because all your stuff is in this room and you don't want to leave your stuff. That's what you're bothered about. Obvious, because you were going to leave the cats. You didn't care about them.
Say a window does blow out. Well, when we're here, we can kind of fix it. And, I don't know. I just feel like you have to do what's best. You have to do what you feel is best, and then you have to deal with the consequences. But to ease your minds, I would never leave my cats here. You guys know.
That's what you said. We just watched it 2 minutes ago. Well, it was 2 minutes for me. I never said that. Yes, you did.
We bend over backwards for these animals. Oh,
yeah, you bend over backwards for your animals. Yeah, you shut them all in the garage at night because you don't want them in the house. Can somebody please explain to me the logic of that? I've had cats, and when the house is quiet and everyone's asleep, The cats go to sleep. So what is the difference with them being curled up on the end of your bed or on the settee in the front room? What harm are they doing? No, they all get shoved in the garage of a night. Oh, don't worry, we have fans and water and whatever in there. But why don't you just leave them in the house? I don't understand. But I bend over backwards for my animals. Of course you do.
So we're all prepared. We've got their litter boxes all with fresh litter. You know, we've done as much. Matter of fact, John just said in the bathroom that this is probably the most prepared we've ever been. And we know it.
But you still aren't. Wow. What did you do in the past? Fuck all.
It's not going to be pretty, but, and you know, as far as my children, they're older. Will's almost 15. He'll be 15 in November. Brooke's 18. And this is life. This is life. And, you know, I want to shield my children from as much as I can, but, you know, this is life. And this is part of living here. This is what I grew up with. And so that's all that. So I do want to keep you guys, I did curl my hair last night and I put on makeup this morning because I figured I want to feel my best. I don't know, I didn't want to just walk around here feeling bad.
I curled my hair and I put my makeup on. When you could have been batch cooking food. When you could have been getting more fuel for the generator. When you could have been boarding up your windows or something, but no. Priorities, huh?
You know, I wanted to feel my best and I wanted to be able to do a video because that kind of takes my mind off of it. And so many of you, I can't even get over the messages and the everything. I'm just really thankful. And so I will definitely try to keep in touch. Like I said, I might try to keep in touch more with Instagram. And I'll maybe try to take some videos. We switched our cars around and put my car in the garage. We did have my little blue Bug in the garage, and we pulled it out and put my BMW in the garage. And, you know, huddled all the cars up, and I think we'll probably end up putting some by the street where there's no trees, but the winds are starting. It's that wind. So maybe I'll even be able to take some videos and post them on my Instagram. Just before it gets too dangerous.
Notice how her car had to be in the garage. What would be more useful after a storm? A truck, I think. Yeah, a big truck might be useful after a fucking storm, but no. Leave the truck outside so it might get fucking damage from falling trees and whatever, but your car will be okay.
And but we, you know, when we built this house, we are in a high wind area. The windows are the extra strong ones that are meant to take it. Our foundation is built up high. You know, our house is meant for that. And it is a 2-story. I mean, my dad said before the water would come here, it would go out. This is such a hilly area that the water wouldn't just come straight up. It would come up and out and then kind of maybe trickle back in. So
long as Daddy knows. Yeah, we're sorted now because Daddy knows all.
He did not think there was any chance of it flooding. And my dad has, you know, my dad went through Hazel. He was young, but he remembers it. And he's also a fisherman and just very wise. He's lived here all his life, so I trust him. And I don't know, I think when stuff gets real, I think it's a lesson for all of us. You listen to your parents. You do, because just no one...
When stuff gets real, you listen to your parents. Yes. When you're 25 and under, probably. You're a 50-year-old woman. Married. With grown-up children. And you're still listening to Daddy. God.
Loves you like they do, and I just feel like they're the wisest, you know. So I trust them, and they're staying because they have you know, birds and cats and 2 dogs, and they want to, you know, be there. They don't want to be trapped away for a week or more. And we all have generators we've all accommodated, and food, and I've got plenty of bread, peanut butter and jelly. I'm getting ready to go down there and cook some stuff now.
Oh, hurrah! Finally, she's going to go and cook some stuff. What are you going to do, Lisa? Boil some eggs or something? We've got plenty of peanut butter and jelly. I'm sorry. I'm a lover of a peanut butter and jam sandwich like anybody else. But, what? How? What? No, Jesus. Lisa! People have peanut butter in their and jam in their fucking cupboards all year round. And bread in the freezer. And you had to go out and get it. I don't, really.
So we're going to take advantage of all our electricity while we can, but like our refrigerator will stay. I don't think we've ever lost cell service so far.
Oh, and that's the major thing, isn't it? Having cell service. God forbid you'll have to talk to each other and not be on your phone. Wow.
And we're with Verizon. I don't know. Verizon's a pretty big company, but we'll have to deal with it. So I just wanted to come check in with you again. My nerves are shot, so I'm sorry if I'm not the norm. And Bubba is asleep on my bed. Chanel is up here.
My bed. Bubba is asleep on my bed. Okay.
And Sassy is running around. I think they can kind of tell something's going on, because last night I went outside to do something. I don't know what I was doing. Probably taking something to the trash can or something. And Chanel went outside, and Chanel barely ever goes outside. And she went outside with me. I was kind of running around, and then I got her back in. But yes. So I will keep in touch. Maybe I'll get to even make some more videos if it, I remember during Fran, it was a fluke thing. Some people kept their power the whole time. So I don't think that's going to happen here, just because we live with so many trees and we live so close to the water. But so
we live so close to the water, yet I don't think we'll have any water up here. Okay.
Thank you again for all of your well wishes. Please keep us in your prayers. Just pray that, we will make wise decisions, and that we will be comforted, and pray for those that really, like the elderly and the disabled and those that are scared. We're pretty much taken care of.
Look at the camera, if you actually mean any of that, which you obviously fucking don't.
But really pray for those that, have it a lot worse than we do, and just think about all the, the wildlife. And I am thankful for Mother Nature, because a lot of times the wildlife will know that something is coming, and they will kind of hunker down too. And it's amazing the survival, instincts that animals have. So, but I always think about,
it's a shame you haven't got any, isn't it, really?
The wild animals. I always feel so sorry for them. We're just going to get a lot of rain. So anyway, thank you guys again, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.
Look at the size of that lump. Look at her. I can't even imagine being able to pick her up. She's such a chunky monkey. Anywho, we're at the end again, folks. Thanks for sticking with me if you did, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.